All right, hello everyone. Um, I'm Rishab Jain. I am from the PGP 27 batch. I am in IIM Kozhikode currently. I understand that a lot of us, in fact, all of us, have gotten a shortlist from IIM Kozhikode. Right. So I'm going to give you some tips as to what you can do in order to, well, ace the interview. And also for the form filling process, I'll help you a little bit. More or less, before I start, I have to make it a little clear and slight disclosure that the questions in the form, they are not just limited to the form. Those questions, in fact, similar questions of that kind, maybe the words will be a little different, but similar questions do get repeated a lot in other forms in your sometimes in your interviews. These same or similar questions generally do tend to get repeated. We generally call them HR questions because they're generally taken up by human resources in HR interviews, in HR portions of an interview or HR interviews nonetheless. So before I start, I'll just share with you a snippet of the form, uh, what it looks like. Just a second. Is the form visible?
Yes, Rishabh, it is visible.
All right. So we have some one, two, three, four, and five questions. All right. You must have had the time to formulate some brief answers, some rudimentary answers for these. And I think the team here has helped you formulate some thoughts on HR questions in general. I'll just read out the questions and then one by one we will tackle these. All right. So the first is briefly outline your professional plans, career objectives in your own words, substantiate why you want to do PGP and what you expect from it. All right. Then this is generally regarding your short-term, long-term goals and how it coincides with the management industry. You can say the industry in general where you want to go. The second is describe your strengths and weaknesses as identified by you. This is one of the most common questions almost every form. This is okay. I'll later on start on with something which will help you otherwise as well. These are one of the basic questions that get repeated quite often. The third is which is your most significant accomplishment so far. It is not a new question. However, this is generally not asked in initial route in forms like this, but yeah, this is also a very common question that is asked. What are your present hobbies? This is just a buffer. Okay, and other information you'd like to share. Okay, so the first question is this: briefly outline your professional plans and career objectives. Now for that purpose, just a second. All right. So I would suggest all of you to have one Word file, okay, that you will keep with you all the time, all right, even for later. This will help you throughout your post CAT process. This is the entire interview process, not just for K. For all interviews, you need to have a common HR Word file, okay, where you write down HR questions. For example, question number one, long term, short term, career objectives and goals. All right. So in this, what you can do is just a second. Yeah. In this, what you can do is you can just write some rudimentary answer of yours. Firstly, of course, you have to have some rough idea as to one, I have this goal, then second, I have this goal and such, and then you can reorient it as long term, and then you can have short term goals. And by long term, I mean generally 8 to 10 years, right? And in short term, we generally take 3 to 5 years. That is mostly for you. And there is another category of immediate goals, like what you want from MBA, what you exactly want from your coursework here at, in this case, from IIMK, what you're looking for basically. So this is the entire brief, okay, for these kinds of questions. Now I'll reread the question for you guys. It's to briefly outline your professional plans. This means once you pass out from your MBA course, and then your career objectives. This includes the eventual job position that you're going for, your end career goal, for example, becoming a CEO of an organization or becoming an investment banker or such, and and what how your MBA will push you in that career objective. So here you will have to mention a little bit about how you want, why you want to go to K, why you want to pursue an MBA. So career objective should have both of these. Okay. And then you need to tell why you want to do the postgraduate program, so that again how your MBA will push you in that direction. Now in this, how see, this is a very common question. Okay, and there are a lot of standard answers for it which are kind of vague, but these are standard answers. So how you can make it your own? So you have to remember to be genuine in your approach. Okay, no flattery, flattery up to a point, but generally try not to be, too obviously flattering them. Don't be, pardon my language, a kiss ass. Okay, be genuine. Second is add from your past experiences, and sorry, and finally make a story around it. These are essentials. I know it sounds a little, a little juvenile. Okay, I'm not here for storytelling. I'm here for an MBA, and I understand those questions might come to your mind initially. However, the more you make it like a general pep talk, like kind of something that you have with your friends, right? The better it will come out in your, in the appeal. Because if think of yourself as a person who wants to take in students in your college, you're looking to applications where you're looking at people's career objectives. Would you rather have something incredibly dry, or would you have something that has a flow? Right, you would want something that has a flow. You don't want to be bored, right? So there should be a flow to those events. Now, what is the easiest way of making of it into a flow is having a story around it. So these are some things that you can add. You should add, in fact it will make it look good. Now word limit is 500. So I'm sorry, the word limit is 500. It is better that you build in this sequence only. First, your long-term goals and your short-term goals, and how your MBA course at K will push you in it. Now, I can dictate a standard answer to you guys, but I don't want to do that. The reason being, everyone has a very different approach towards where they want to go and why they want to join MBA. A lot of us are here for the pay package, of course. There is a hefty loan, hefty fees amount behind it, but not everyone is looking for that, right? And even if you want to follow different paths in your trajectory. Some of us want to go for an MBA in marketing, want to go for an MBA in finance. Someone wants to go into IT, even though they are coming from IT, running away from it, but they somewhat want to go back there because it's familiar. So everyone wants to have different things. This is the structure that you follow. Okay, I'm not going to dictate anything to you. You make a structure, okay, that, and you show it to the team. I think the team will help you here, and help you curate as to how you can tackle it, but please follow the structure. Second is strengths and weaknesses. This is a very common, extremely common question. The standard is three strengths, three weaknesses. All right, and sorry, three standards, three strengths, three weaknesses, very common. In this, you have to have strengths which are unique, not like I am a hard worker. I mean, you can put it if you don't have anything else. My strengths are also quite normal only, but you have to be genuine. You cannot have a strength that you mention here which does not come up when they look at you in the interview. You cannot just say my strength is, I don't know, being on time, and you are extremely late in your interview, or something of that kind. My strength is being very soft spoken or good with communication, let's say. And in the interview, you are struggling for words. I understand you might be nervous or something, but they can tell between being nervous and the lack of capacity, right? So those are two different things. So you need to be genuine. It should be verifiable, and it should be unique to you. Okay. And most important, it should not be gas. I mean, okay, get familiar with this word. It's a very common jargon being used in MBA colleges throughout. Gas means just saying something for the sake of it. It does not have any value. In general words, these are cliches. In case of this question, gas generally refers to having a weakness, which is not actually a weakness. Some of us are in the habit of, just repurposing a strength into a weakness, that I am too much of a hard worker, or I just do not go home and just keep working. Those are not, please. You're not in first grade. In fact, these people who are looking at you reading your work, whatever you send in the form, they are not idiots. They know that this is not a weakness. Okay, be genuine in your approach. However, there is a thin line. Okay, not be too bad. In the sense, I am poor at math. I am often late. I struggle with uh, I don't know, economic terms, basic economic terms, or something like that. I mean, something that is essential. Essentials of an MBA should never be a weakness. Okay, never ever be a weakness. Essentials of an MBA should never be a weakness. Apart from that, genuine weaknesses are always welcome. Okay, for example, one of my weaknesses, see, why when I wrote my weaknesses, those were a little different because they were drawn from my personal experiences. And yes, it's very important to draw from your personal experiences, and you need to have an example from your personal experience. And for weaknesses, how you are working on it, on making it into your strength. Okay, this is crucial. This part is crucial because they want to know that how, see, in this part in the form, it's not required for you to write this much. Okay, but for the purpose of your Microsoft Word file or Google Docs file, all right, you need to have an answer to this, because this is the very normal course of action. Whenever someone is asking you your weakness, the next question they will always ask you is, what are you doing about it? All right. And sometimes they also ask you, how did you leverage your strength into an achievement? Okay, so the achievement part we will come to later, but you need to have, one level more to your strengths and weaknesses, in the sense that you need to draw from your real life experiences, and you need to tell them how your weakness is rather making into your strength. And this should not be a done deal, not a done deal. It is still a work in progress, because if it is a done deal, then it is not a weakness. All right, you cannot just say, I have this problem with temper management, and then I have done a lot of yoga and meditation and now it's gone. No, if it's gone, then how is it a weakness? It's not a weakness. All right, so that is one thing you need to take care of. All right, these are the essentials. Now the third question is, what is the most significant accomplishment so far? I'm sorry, I'm not taking questions right now. I'll take questions at the end. All right, what is your most significant accomplishment so far? So this is a question that has been put on. Generally, these are accomplishments are in a sequence, like five accomplishments or three accomplishments, or sometimes they are given in a way that your accomplishments, there was a moral dilemma, or some kind of one extra term is given. Here it is not. In this question, they have just asked you about your accomplishments, or rather the one, I'm not wrong, they have asked for your most significant accomplishment. So in this case, what you can do is, if you have workex, go for a professional accomplishment. Okay. If you don't have workex, go for a academic or scholastic or scholastic, or uh, internship related accomplishment. Okay, if you want to sound formal, but it is not wrong to have a personal accomplishment. You can always have a personal accomplishment. Story format, everything in a story format. Okay, the accomplishment has to be in a story format, but not too long drawn. You just have to give a little background, little background as to what were the key factors that were happening, so that they understand what is going on, just to make them understand ki, that I, for example, I was let's say university first, all right. So you just have to tell that, okay, I was in this university, this was my course, my greatest accomplishment was being university first, and how you felt about it, okay, what you did, okay. So next is what you did, okay, then how you were happy, okay. You need to tell them that you were happy, but not do not drone about how much you were happy, how many cakes you cut or something. Don't drone. Do not do not drone about it, okay. And later on, what was your key learning from it? And in this case, there is a plus one, how it was how it was most significant. Now, I am sure you guys must be thinking, how can I just tell something as most significant? You don't have to, okay. You don't have to. Just have to tell how it was significant. That's it, okay. This question has been made in a way to confuse you. There is something called okay, there is something called a stress interview, okay. And these things generally percolate down to stress questions, okay. And this is kind of a stressed question in which they're just putting stress on you, but you need not take that stress, all right. You need not be too concerned about how to make it most significant. You just have to tell them how it was important to you, okay. And that's it, okay. Nothing much. You don't have to tell ki, no, this has come, no, this, all my other achievements are nothing in front of this. Don't, no need, no need, okay. Just need to tell how it was significant, that maybe it was something you did in your personal life. Maybe you helped an NGO do a lot of charity work, and then at the end you were very happy and you brought change. Now, how was it significant? Maybe you were deeply connected with that NGO. You always wanted to bring that change, and via this you were finally able to do it. Okay. And what was your key learning? Maybe you were more empathetic, and maybe you learned something about time management or resource management, how to work with something like that, limited resources. That's how you weave a story around it. Everything has to have a story, or maximum things have to have a story. And if you can add numbers a little bit, not too much, don't make it into a statistical report. If you can add a little bit of numbers, that's a bonus, okay. And and this is present hobbies. Hobby questions are generally in interviews, in general, ascending order interviews, they are generally the last questions those are asked. However, I have seen people for whom the interviewer was a little bored, they started from the bottom. Now these percolate down to your form in the way that these forms might be opened in your interview, right? Like mine was. It was opened in the interview, and they ask you, why did you mention this, okay. This happened in other interviews as well for me. I remember in Shillong, they opened my form and they specifically asked me on my hobbies, why is this your hobby? So whenever you're mentioning your hobbies, you need to keep in mind at max three hobbies. I understand that we are Gen Zs and we want to have like 20 hobbies, and we might also have, even I have a lot of hobbies, but it's okay. Not more than three hobbies. Please, not more than three hobbies. And I understand you might want to do dancing, singing, and all that. That is good. But remember, you need to know, for later, you need to know current affairs, okay, past facts, or rather facts only, major facts, associations, standards, key persons, celebrities, sorry, key persons, celebrities, okay, and any current, you can say, major events for that hobby. Now, remember, you have three hobbies that you're going to put in this, and these things will definitely be asked. Okay, this they will 100% ask you. Okay, so much so that you might feel that you did not do enough research. One of my hobbies is boxing, and they asked me the difference between MMA and boxing, which I did not do. I knew almost everything about boxing, and at that time there was something going on with wrestling also. So I read into that also, that maybe they will ask me about wrestling also, but they did not. They asked me the difference between MMA fighting and boxing. That's unprecedented, and those things you can never study for. Okay, so you just have to handle it there only. But as much as you can do, you need to do for your hobbies. Okay, these will be this is like their go-to questions. Whenever they're bored, they just look for something that they are, they find interesting in you, and hobbies are generally the most interesting part. Okay, so you need to pick and choose. Pick such hobbies which have the least amount to be covered. For dancing, you have to know about Kathak. You have to know about Bharatanatyam. Even if your dancing hobby was just like some Western dance, no. Okay, they will ask you, because if you are not thorough with your hobbies, they will think that these hobbies are just pastimes. You're not serious as a candidate. So that we do not want. We don't want them to think that you're not a serious candidate. Okay. Any other information you would like to share? So here you mention any other information. If you want to fill this, I would suggest you to. Okay. Here you mention scholarships. Okay. Uh, Academic achievements, international exposure, international exposure, any kind of if you are from the tech background, so any kind of tech awards, or you have those. What are those called, olympiads or something, olympiads, some tech related, because I'm not from a tech background, so I'm skipping on the word. You have a lot of competitions, right? So you need to mention those if you can. If any papers you have published, you have any papers, patents. Okay. Books if you've written, if any. Okay, these you can mention in other information. And any sustainability efforts that you have done, that you were part of, which were like major, not like I planted 10 trees yesterday. Not even if you did, I mean, just leave it. Okay. Any other information you would like to share? These are the kinds of information which will, look good. Okay, because Coricor of all colleges likes these kinds of things. Okay. So I would suggest that you would go for all this. Alrighty. So we have more or less covered your 5 questions. The format for your 5 questions. Um, Now, what to do? How do you go by? So for going by these 5 questions, I know it's sixth and your deadline is ninth, and a lot of you have calls from L also, and probably a lot of you are going for ZAT tomorrow. So what you can do right now, I don't think you'll study for ZAT anyway, because please don't ruin your sleep. Okay. Uh, so now what you can do is, after you're done with your ZAT exam and you're done with your LCA form, what you can do is have, I'm sure you must have done first draft. So you need to have 3 rounds of drafts at least. Okay. First draft, first, first draft, you need to revise, or you need to revisit, you can say, revisit yourself. Okay. Make it the best draft that you can. All right. The second draft, you get peer reviewed, or rather, the second draft you get peer reviewed. Yeah, peer reviewed, and your third draft you get reviewed from the team here. All right. And okay, I know the team will not like this, and a lot of you also might not like this, but you don't have to take every suggestion. If it is not working with you, if you do not think it's for you, don't take it. It's okay. It's your fault. All right. And I'm telling you this because in my prep, I was at a standstill at the end. My introduce yourself was not done because I had 2 drafts. Both of them I really, really liked, and they were like very well curated. I had worked a lot on them, and I had two mentors, and both of them liked the one draft each, and I was very confused at the end. And at the end, I had to go with the draft I liked. So the other draft, was a complete sheer waste of my time. Okay, so I would simply say, if you have to pick something at the end which is as per you, okay, listen to everyone, okay, but only listen to logic that you agree to. You don't have to go and just change everything just because someone said so. It's all right. Okay, so I am more or less done from my side. Now I think I'll open the floor for question and answers. Just a second, I'll just connect the charger to my laptop. People who want to share whatever questions they have, please write it in the chat box. And if a question has been asked once, I will not take it up again. All right, this is something for the purpose of the time and efforts of you guys and mine. And if you guys have some specific personal questions which are like completely specific to you, I would suggest you take it up with the team. All right. But if there are any core specific questions, I'm happy to have them here. All right. Just a second. Just start typing. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm back. Let me see.
Rishabh, can you please confirm if you are able to see the questions in the chat box?
Yeah. I just opened the chat box. Uh, I can see questions from Karan, Tapish, Lavi, and from PrepBee. And from there onwards, I can see the last question is from Dhruv.
Dhruv, yes, yes, yes. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
all
So
right.
you
I'll
can
just
go
take
ahead with
them
answer
up in
now.
sequence. Okay. Karan, I'm not aware of the process this year, if you can do it in parts or not. Generally, these forms are allowed to be done in parts because they are generally lengthy. I'm thinking you can do it in parts. There is an auto save in these forms generally, but don't take a chance, frankly. If you want to do it in one sitting, go for it. All right. Oh, but yes, again, these drafts, if we have a draft, then how is it a one-time thing? You can do it in parts too. Cat score is this beneficial? So is it beneficial for me to fill up IIM Kozhikode's form or not? See, if you have a call, then fill it. Fill it, dude. I have a lot of people here who have much less percentile than 96.26. It's okay, fill it. If you are here in the process, go for it. For security percentage, लिखनी है, but I have grades in two subjects. In case of grades, you must have a converter. Generally, for grades, there is a conversion. It's generally on the back of your DMC. I suggest you go for that because if it is asking for a percentage, tough Tetris, you have to write the percentage. You cannot just write a grade unless until it allows you to. Okay, geopolitics as a hobby. See, you can go for geopolitics. I mean, in a way, are you asking me reading newspaper is my hobby? I would suggest go for something. Okay, I'll come back to this, Bhavesh. Geopolitics, self-employed का कैसे related question आते हैं? That is a good question. Self-employed के अंदर you have to tell what all did you work, how all did you work in, what was the area, as in if you had a shop, or if you were a freelancer. So those kinds of things are generally th- those are the things that are generally there, right? So they will ask you which industry did you work in, what were your learnings. Okay, they will ask you about a time where you had an ethical dilemma. Okay, general HR questions. Okay, as far as that is, but they will definitely ask you why did you go for it, and it's okay to tell them. Frankly, it is okay to tell them, see, I did not have any other career alternative, or you can just simply tell them कि ठीक है, I wanted to earn for myself before going for an MBA program. Okay, anything. Okay, just be confident, justify it. It's all right. These are general HR questions, guys. I mean, these are not anything new. Uh, right, two accomplishments. I'd like to highlight significant achievements, both in personal and professional, are equally important. See, if it's asking for your most significant, write just one, don't take chances. If in the interview it's asked, okay, you've written about this, and if you find the space over there, do mention it, but only keep it for the personal interactions. Okay, when the form is there, just follow the guidelines of the form, guys. I don't have any workex, but after my grad, done some part-time work in a company. Uh, where was it? Part-time work in a company and in an institute. Can I add that as other information? I'll come back to this, Revati. Can you please give a brief about PGP course? I mean, what kind of subjects are there? Diversity of the batch. Just a bit to know about the college. Okay, so we have five courses running in the college. Three of them are PGP. Four of them are rather PGP courses, and one is an ePGP course, that is an executive PGP. So the four courses that we are running here is PGP, that is the regular one. PGP Finance, PGP LSM, that is Liberal Studies Management, and we have a PGP BL, Business Leadership. PGP BL is a 1 year course. It's generally for working professionals. I'm not working mostly in sabbatical or something, but those people are like with higher amounts of workings. For us guys, the courses, the MBA courses, the 2 year course is the PGP Fin, and PGP LSM. PGP Fin is more of a generalist course. PGP Fin and LSM are from a separate process. I think the shortlists that are out are mostly for PGP only. That is the postgraduate program. The I think the syllabus is available online, all the course material, because there are like a lot of, in one term we have some 7 8 subjects, and this goes on till the sixth term. In the second year we have a lot of electives, so it's more of a general MBA. I cannot just say that's a finance based course or a management marketing management based course or a human resource management course like XLRI or like SP Jain or something. That's not like that. You don't have a specialization per se. It's a more of a generalist course. However, uh, for the there is a lot of diversity. The cohort size is increasing every year, which is not a great thing, but never mind. Grateful for it. The cohort size is really good, big cohort, very diverse. A lot of people with a higher amounts of work ex are there, and I'm a fresher, sort of a fresher. But there are a lot of freshers. Everyone has a fresh perspective. You can just say that I'm here for peer learning, incredible diversity, make it into a positive thing. Like there's a big cohort, and I'm here for the diversity points and all that. Don't mention that okay बहुत ज़्यादा ही लोग हैं. Don't say that. Okay, it doesn't work well. They are very proud of their humongous cohort. I don't have workex though. Oh god, so many questions. Okay, what to write if you don't have such great accomplishments? Dude, create one. Okay, I don't make me say this. You have to write something. Okay, if you don't have something, just create a personal accomplishment and feed yourself that information. I'm sorry, you'll have to create incept for yourself a memory. Okay, because if you do not, generally people do have some accomplishment, something, some personal thing. I made my mom happy or something. Just think of something that you can, package as an accomplishment. Okay, don't fall for that ki I've not been that A grader and I do not have that kind of a life. I've never gone for major stuff. It's okay. All right. Most of us are like that. We don't go for such stuff. No one can be an accomplishment person throughout their life, frankly, for the most of their life. So you just think about it. In the last 5 to 6 years, do you think of something that makes you happy, and you are a little proud of it that you did it? Okay, there must be something. If you did a marathon, okay, something, anything, okay. And if you did not do anything, okay, contact the team. They will help you create a decent accomplishment. Okay, put it in and mug it up. Okay, there is no way around it. I'm really sorry. I am a little crude, but this is how it works. Uh, okay, this just keeps scrolling down on its own. Uh, Okay, in a grade, I have a range of 10 marks. What should I consider maximum, minimum? I suggest guys you contact the team for this because I am not completely aware of how this works. Can we write lack of communication skill as weakness? I have Japanese language proficiency certificate. I can add it as a hobby to improve my communication skills. Of course, don't put it as lack of communication skills. You can repurpose it into something that is not as crude per se. But yes, a lot of people do not have perfect communication skills. So you can say that my areas of improvement is having better communication skills than I have currently. That you are still working on it and you think there is space for improvement. That is how you can make it look a little decent. Otherwise, it's completely normal, okay? But do not make it look like that you cannot present, okay? Do not make it look like that you are incapable. Tell them that, okay, it's a work in progress. Okay. Uh, See, this geopolitics thing, I will come back to. I'll have to ask around for this because am also into all of this. I had prepped for UPSC for 2 years and I am myself quite interested, but I did not put it as my hobby, guys, because the kind of questions these people will ask you, these professors are very well read, okay, and they will destroy you if you go in that direction in an interview. Do not challenge them for geopolitics. They definitely do know more than you can know in the next 5 years. And I am saying this to you because these professors take my classes. And I'm not kidding, really not kidding. Okay, they know more than you do. So if you're really, really, really good in geopolitics, go for it. Otherwise, just look for some other hobby. Okay. But if you don't have other hobbies, contact the team. Frankly, there is a thin line that you have to dance on when you come for geopolitics and quizzes. I'm not saying they don't appreciate quizzes or being a person of good current affair value, but do not oversell yourself. They can catch it very quickly and then do not appreciate being teased, especially in academic affairs. Hobbies, other things. Okay, wait. Where did it go? Okay. Hmm. All right, Adarsh, your cricket thing is more or less good. Okay, you have a lot of data on it. You just have to wrap it up. I think you should go for it. How to present these points, the team will help you. You are almost there, dude. You're almost there. You just have to repurpose the words a little bit, and it's all done. Okay, there is no sir, ma'am, Shubhangi. I'm sorry. You have to drop it here unless until I'm a professor. And even I don't even use the word sir, ma'am here in college. Okay, please drop it. I had a concern about my academic background. Can I use the mic? And we are running a little short of time. I'm really sorry, Shubhangi. Okay, what we can do is I can share my contact details with the team. Okay, if that academic background thing is not working out and you are not getting anything through from the team, just they can connect you with me and we can text or chat or whatever. Okay. How to prepare for questions from your grad subjects. Even I'm a BCom graduate, dude. You need to know your subjects. Okay, one good subject. They will ask. They will ask. Okay, they will definitely ask from your grad subjects. I generally went for economics. A lot of people went for marketing because marketing is a little easier. I am an economics major, so I like economics. So whichever subject that you are most familiar with, prepare it. Others can just skim through it. Do not go for accounts. Do not go for tax or cost management. Okay, please don't, because there is a possibility that they might actually make you solve something over there, and if you enjoy it, Some people do. If you're one of those, go for it. But I don't know what to say in this situation, frankly. Just go through your subjects, pick one. Pick one. Okay. So much is going on here. Okay, we are running to a close. I will take some 4 or 5 more doubts, and then rest of them you guys can ping me via the team. Okay, or you can ask the team most. Okay, guys, these things are going to be really common for almost all the colleges. Okay, and by the time you are with your fifth or sixth college, you will not even ask anymore. Okay, these things will get imbibed in you. Don't overthink it that much. Of course, you have to think about it, but do not just go in a loop. Ki, oh God, I am not worth it. Don't go there, please. You are all worth it. Generally, for workex, you generally write about your latest designation. Okay, not the one that you started with. But for workex questions, again, contact the team. Long term, short term goals can be more than one. Okay, for more than one goals, you need to make like a tapestry. You need to connect them in a way that it does not look like it looks like a flow. Okay, if you have more than one goal, like I want to be a leader in finance, and I also generally want to be good with leadership. Okay, I want to be an investment manager and also a leader in the finance industry. These look a little different, but you can make it look a little similar, as in sync. But if those goals are like very far apart, that I want to be a top HR and I want to be a top marketer, pick one. Okay, you cannot just it not too far apart, guys. It needs to have a coherence. uh, okay, how to answer why MBA? How to answer why MBA, guys? Okay, with YMBA, you need to have a past, present, future approach. Okay, where you come from. Okay, what you bring to the table, how it will, how you want to add, how the MBA will add it to it, and how you want both of them to combine into a future. Okay, that is the general approach. It's unique. It needs to be in a narrative. It's not a story. It is a working thing. So it needs to be a narrative. It needs to be unique. You need, and it will haunt you. That question takes like 3 weeks to it took me 3 weeks to conquer. And even then, I wasn't completely convinced. I'm still not completely convinced. You will probably never be completely convinced with that answer, but you still have to keep trying. So that is something you have. If we have gap years, yeah, I have 2 years of gap years, dude. Honest or recent story, you have to be honest. Of course, be honest, dude. Gap year, these people appreciate that you have tried for competitive exams, but you need to tell them why you are coming now and why you are not continuing with your gap. So if you have left it, okay, just tell ki ha, this is the reason that I thought that an MBA is a better deal for me and I have left this thing. Package it. Don't be crude. But if you don't want to say that I have left it, and somewhat at the back of your mind you're thinking after 5 years I'll pick it up again. You just say that I think an MBA is a good deal for me because we are privatizing. It's more of this, and I want to get into the private sector and all that. Okay, but do not tell them कि नहीं नहीं अगले साल में फिर से बैठ रहा हूँ. Don't do that. You don't say this to them that okay, within a year I'll leave your college, or within 3 years or 5 years I will switch streams and go back to my competitive exams. The reason they ask you on your gap year is to see how committed you are, and you cannot just have two goals. If you have to go into the private sector, you have to make it look like you're going into the private sector. Okay. Okay, you're an economics graduate. Okay, okay. You know why there are not a lot of interview experiences on the internet? Because they are horrifying. Economics questions, they ask you just about anything. Okay, I still remember my Indore interview was completely on international economics, and it was endless. I had a lot of fun because I love economics, but not everyone likes it. So for economics, just take it as a test of some of your knowledge, and even if you don't know those questions, it's just a stress interview. Okay, by what do I mean by stress interview, is that they're just trying to create stress on you. Your answers don't matter as much as your patience, like your state of mind. That matters more. Okay, so in those situations, you can answer about just about anything as long as you can convince them. Okay, but it should be factually correct. And if it is ambiguous, you don't know, you can just simply say that I don't know. Okay, it's all right. As for economics, you need to look into one good subject, generally preferably microeconomics, before ruddering you in the interview process, they ask you which part of economics you're most familiar with. So micro is the easiest one. Utility analysis all the way, good for everyone.
Rishabh, sorry to
Yeah,
disturb, but seeing the capacity of time, we might have to wrap up the session.
yeah. I'll just
So,
take one last question and then we'll
sure,
done.
sure, sure. Done, done, done.
Electives, guys, is a first year problem. Forget about it. PUBG Sport is an upcoming. Don't say PUBG Sport. Say e-sport. It's good. Read about it. The first question they'll ask you on it. Do you think it'll be an Olympic sport? Read about Olympics. Read about this and what the government is doing for esports. That is good. And pharma graduates, there are a lot of pharma graduates here. So uh, students interviews. Okay, there might be there are a lot of pharma graduates, guys. You just have to read on your subjects and they will ask you from chemistry and they will also ask you from some parts of management, so you need to know both of the words. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. Thank you so much for having me, team. Anything you guys want to ask later about K, anything specific, just contact the team and they'll ping me. Alrighty.
So, Rishabh, on the behalf of PrepBee family, I would really like to thank you for being there at a really short duration of time and helping our students in their form filling process. And I also got to know that your exams just got over last day
Yesterday.
only.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So many of your peers might be partying out just because of the exams got over, but you are sitting here
Guys,
with us.
alcohol is not allowed on campus. Okay, I
हाँ,
don't know what he's talking about. There is no party.
हाँ. And even that part also कि they are increasing the batch size, but
Uh,
still that also we are
Not
really
this year,
proud of our
guys.
batch size currently.
Your batch size is great. I, K, and we are screwed. Anyway, well,
हाँ,
it is what it is.
but anyways, thanks a lot for your time, yaar. Thanks a lot. You guided
Not a
us,
problem, guys.
and
No, no.
it will be
I'll
really great
share
if you
this.
can share
Uh,
this Word doc with
yeah, I'll
us.
share this thing. This is
Yes,
the
yes,
reason why I made this. I'll share it. Oh wait, I have to stop sharing this. Bam. Yeah, I'll
yes.
share this. Did someone say alcohol? No, 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 no. We didn't say. We didn't say.
No, no. Alcohol is
Okay.
not allowed.
Uh, all right. See
Okay.
you guys soon. I hope a lot of you get through this process in one piece, and I'll see you guys as my juniors. We're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, but that's on campus. Okay. Just, all right. I'll sign out now. Thank you
Great.
so much.
Okay. Bye bye.